Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. True story. I was looking for work one day and I hopped on a bus and I was heading to a workforce community center. This was years ago. I was heading there to apply for work. The day before, I decided to head out there. I prayed to God and I asked Him, I said, Lord, I'm in need for work. Please help me to receive work. And so here I am on the bus. I was heading over to the workforce center. And before I get there, I would say about 10 minutes before I arrived, the bus had stopped at a stop to pick up some passengers. And I heard loud and clear, get off the bus. So without hesitation, I got off the bus and I began to walk. As I'm walking, I'm crossing a huge parking lot. And I further hear in my spirit, continue to walk in that direction. So I continue to walk in that direction. And as I'm walking and walking, I'm getting closer and closer to a building. But the closer I get, I start to notice this sign. It's a little hard to read from a distance. So as I get closer and closer, I kid you not, in big, bold, red letters, it said, now hiring. It was a old-fashioned department store called Mervyn's. I don't know if any of you remember that department store, but it was called Mervyn's before they closed. And so I went inside shock because I had no idea that they were hiring. As I was sharing with you guys, I was heading to the workforce center thinking that I had to put in applications there. So I go in, I walk in the door, and I speak with a representative there, a worker. I said, hi, I'm looking for work. Where can I apply? And they tell me to go in the back. Well, at the time, you guys, they had a kiosk right there inside of the store to apply. And so this is way before we can submit applications on our phones, tablets, laptops, and computers. So I was able to submit my application there in the store, and I went ahead and submitted my application. I kid you not, you guys, I got the job. It was Holy Spirit leading me to my answered prayer. And just like that, by me heeding to the Holy Spirit, that's what led me to my answered prayer. I listened to His instructions. I did not tarry. I did not delay. I did not ask any questions. I literally just, in faith, hopped off the bus, proceeded walking, not knowing where I was going, but Holy Spirit knew where I was going. And I kept going until I arrived at my answered prayer. And so I'm hoping that my story, my testimony of faith has encouraged you that if Holy Spirit is tugging at you and giving you any kind of pulling to make a decision that seems crazy, it may not make any sense, I encourage you to listen, to heed to the instruction, to follow it quickly without delay, because your expected answer, your answered prayer, or maybe even the answered prayer to someone else's prayer, could be tied to your obedience. So just follow the Holy Spirit, trust His leading, and He will surely lead you to a direction that will give you the greatest peace.